We live in a rapidly changing world. There's no doubt about that. The rate at which new technology arises and radically changes the way we live our lives is astounding when you stop to think about it. Just imagine the world 1 decade ago. Wi-Fi was in its infancy, and now it's everywhere. It was only 50 years ago, under one lifetime, that the first email was sent and rocked the world. So today we're going to peruse some of the technologies that have been a big part of our lives are fading out of common use. You can bet your bottom dollar that the stuff you see here today will only be found in museums very soon. So here are 6 things that will disappear in your lifetime. But before we get to the list, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. And have your comments at the ready, and feel free to drop those below this video whenever you feel so moved.
I have no choice, Batman. Then may I suggest you tape the broadcast from the commissioner's office an hour earlier.
Number 6, landline telephone. Okay, this one is definitely on the way out. When was the last time you even used one of these archaic things that has to be plugged into the wall at all times? How primitive. Many people choose to hang on to these useless creatures because they have always had one. I get that. Letting go of something that's always been a part of your life feels a bit morbid. But listen, if you're hanging on to your landline and you have a cell phone which you carry around in your pocket all the time, even when in range of your hardwired telephone, you're a sucker. Here's why. First of all, the landline providers have basically given up and are just hanging on to the last few customers, trying to squeeze as much cash out of them as they can before they go extinct. This means no improvements in quality or pricing due to no competition or risk of losing customers who weren't going to drop off anyway. And secondly, nobody calls landlines other than telemarketers who you'd rather not have interrupting your morning by ruthlessly ringing your old school phone off the hook anyway.
One of our affiliate websites, and in appreciation, we have a $100
I will look for you.
for you. Redeemable
I will find you.
Press 1 now to receive
And I will kill you.
rebate card.
Even the most old-fashioned grandparent knows how to work a basic cell phone in today's world. So let's all go ahead and let the landline die a peaceful and merciful death. Pull the plug.
Yes?
Ho, ho, ha, ha! Remember me, old chum?
You jolly devil.
Number 5, network television.
Leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here.
All right, Johnny. But what about my money?
What money?
Along with the landline, cable television has to go. With the rise of several streaming platforms that are way better than anything you can watch on old-timey television, this industry is headed for the trash heap. For one thing, kids these days have no patience for the low-quality products forced upon them by the hyper-colorful and amateurly produced commercials run on TV. Why should they? They can find anything they're looking for by searching around on Amazon and watching some reviews on YouTube. There's no need for some marketer to interrupt their show by trying to guess what new toy they want. And another thing, appointment viewing, where the watcher must sit down at a specific time for a specific duration or miss out, just has no place in today's fast-paced and high-tech society. When I am available, I'll pull up the show I want to watch, and then I'll just watch when I want, and it will be resumed right where I left off when I get back. It's simply much more than traditional TV can offer. Number 4, fax machine.
A new fax machine. This cord has Creed written all over it. And
Some of you out there might not even know what this is, so let me fill you in just in case. A fax machine will essentially scan a document and send it to a recipient over the phone. This was super cool in 1964 when Xerox brought forth the first way to send documents electronically. But the ease of scanning and digitizing documents and emailing or sharing them online has eclipsed this once highly touted technology. Let's be thankful for the path that the fax machine forged and acknowledge that it is no longer necessary. Stop asking me for a fax number, people. You're not going to use it anyway. If you can remember a time when you sent or received a fax, that example in the comments. I'm betting on 0 responses.
We're not cavemen! We have technology!
Number 3, smartphones. Now this one may have you scratching your head. Really, a smartphone? everybody is so attached to these things, how could they possibly become obsolete? Functions served by the smartphone will likely never disappear, but the form which that technology takes is certain to morph into something different than what we see now. We don't think about it so much, but using a smartphone is kind of inconvenient and is very likely to be replaced by something a little less intrusive. The Apple Watch is a perfect foreshadowing of this change to come. Andrew Moore Crispin, director of content at Ting Mobile, made this prediction. Carrying around a mobile device may be a rare sight. Instead, users could be equipped with small connected devices on their head, wrist, etc., allowing them to stay connected and perform every conceivable task without having to press a button.
Today, I am so excited. Not because we have a new phone, but because I can look forward to making even more money. Introducing the new, latest, but not greatest smartphone on the market, the iPhone 12.
Number 2. Newspaper. The days of Dad and Grandpa sitting at the breakfast table, sipping on a hot cup of joe and peeking over atop of a crinkly mass of papers filled with saucy headlines are quickly fading. Younger generations just aren't picking up the good old newspaper nearly as much as their predecessors, who fashioned newspaper reading into an almost religious ritual. Now, before you become alarmed that the kids these days aren't going to be nearly as culturally aware as people used to be, you can rest assured that the rising generations are just as plugged into the news as anybody in history. Trading out the newspaper for the tablet and smartphone has actually caused many to be more tied to the headlines than those in the past. When the newspaper arrived on the doorstep in the old days, you picked it up, scanned a few headlines, read the articles that applied to your life or captured your interest, then burned the thing in the backyard and went about your normal life until the next one showed up. iPhone travels with its owner everywhere and is constantly pinging them with the hottest news, trying to grab a few more moments of eyeball focus, which can be turned into cash for whoever is sitting on the other end. So if you ask me, the physical newspaper is on its way out in exchange for digital sources of news, but I think we might do a lot for the sanity of our society if we resurrected the old breakfast table ritual, especially the tossing it to the garbage can when we finish our waffles part.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Man, I love waffles. If you enjoy waffles as much as I do, hit that like button right now. Number 1, drivers and traffic. It seems inevitable at this point that self-driving cars are going to be part of our lives very soon. Tesla, of course, has been talking about this for a while, but many more mainstream car companies have also joined the autonomous vehicle conversation, including Ford, Volvo, and BMW. While the full conversion to driverless roads is going to take a while, it's safe to say the early days of this transformation are upon us. With this shift to smart cars will likely come a near elimination in traffic delays, since the cars would be able to always take the fastest route and would never slow down unnecessarily. And being that human error is by far the main cause of traffic fatalities, that may just be something humankind can put behind us too.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these things that are headed for extinction. There's certainly no way to predict the future with 100% accuracy. You can safely bet that what you've seen here today is soon to be gone for good. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe, and we will see you right back here next time.